I don't say that lightly, but most of you who sit here don't have my color or my history, and you've never been deprived or denied the right to vote, nor have you had to endure the hardship of an impediment to it. Remember, the 13th Amendment was about citizenship, but then we started talking about the right to vote. And even though my people couldn't vote then, that right became imbued in law. And then it took a long time for us to get it. And after then, there were, in the respective primaries, Democratic and Republican, efforts to try to repress that vote. And that there were different ways. You came up with all kinds of rules. But that was not ever done on the basis of the majority race. It was all intended initially against people of my color and against women. I noticed some of you women have signed on to this bill, but it wasn't not too long ago that you couldn't vote either. And it's only now that you're beginning to vote, and you still don't have your proper numbers in this chamber, and you don't have your proper numbers in the House nationally. You have 55% of the vote, and you have 10 to 20% of the representation. We are not a representative country. Now, under the circumstances, when you have the repression, it continues to play out so as to entrench and to keep in place those who are in place. And I say to you that this is not what Arkansas is about, as we seek to have two-party government in Arkansas. Two-party government ought to be more respectful of fundamental rights, such as the right to vote. The poll tax was intended to be against me. Registration was intended to be against me, but we weren't like Mississippi, Alabama, and the other voter rights states. But now we are joining them. And why do we have to join Mississippi and Alabama on everything? I mean, I understand some northern states want to do it too, but that's about political power. And I guess political power means that you can smile and you can keep on going, and then you can deny fundamental rights. But in this situation, what we have here is, first of all, contrary to what Representative Meeks says, there is no objective showing that there is voter fraud that is traceable to a race of people that is substantial. But when we start talking about fraud and things like that, fraud is evident many places. Nobody talks about putting businesses out of business, corporations out of business when they engage in deceit and things like that. I mean, would you say that because General Motors engaged in deceptive practices, they should be excluded or they should be put out of business? No, you don't want to say that.